Hello my lovely spectators, Dee here. Welcome to my studio. So today is a tattered doll society video. The tattered doll, hashtag the tattered doll society. Again, it is being hosted by two lovely ladies, which their names are here. I want to say them correctly, so we'll wait to show this, whatever. But these 4 pieces of paper, this is my first little girly that was for April. And I asked the, during the video to help me name her. So I received 4 suggestions of names here. And I put them on a piece of paper, and they are folded. And the names are here, as well as the contributing person who gave me the names. 2 of which are from one of the hosts of this collab, another from another host of the collab, and then a third person who decided to comment and give me a name. There were other comments, but they didn't add the names in there. So I only have 4. So it's not no fancy computerized, you know, wonderment. But we're going to make a doll today, a paper doll probably. Not going to get all crazy like this. I'm going to try to go a little simple and use something that I found. But I have the 4 names here, and I don't know what she's going to be named. I'm going to ask for some assistance. You're going to see a hand come from the screen over there and pick one of these, and that's going to be her name. So that's her name. So let's see. Thank you, assistant. And her name is going to be Rosalinda. Obviously, my white marker did not dry fast enough. So Mystic Dawn Art commented very nicely about my video and offered the name Rosalinda, and so that shall be her name. I will probably make her a little something, but for now we're just gonna tuck that into her dress. So welcome Rosalinda to the family of my tattered paper dolls. Okay, and we're gonna put her on the shelf where she was, and that means that these are from the creators, the hosts of this. So one of the hosts is Alia de Pina, or de Pina. I don't know if there's an Enya there, because that to me reads Spanish. She had suggested Susie. And then from the other collaborating Scrappy Lolly Paper Company, she had suggested Sophia or Sophie. I think it might have been Sophie. I might have gone and said Sophia because that's my bestie's daughter. And Zoe. So she has suggested these 2. And Susie was from the other person, but the third person, not of this collaboration. And I actually have to see if Mystic Dawn is actually doing the dolls themselves. So thank you for those suggestions. And we are going to work on doing a doll for May. Today is the 20th. It is halfway. The day is dead already. It's like 6 o'clock. Just been lifing, and I need to figure out. But I did have an idea. So let me show you something that I found. And I'm going to go along the lines of one of the other ladies who had made a paper doll. She made it like a 3-dimensional thing last month. I forgot who it was. I'm so sorry. And it was like a paper doll where you cut out the shape. So anyhow, but she used photos. I happened to stumble on this is a board game, right? It's a 6 years old. It's a 2-player game, women-powered board game. So Playeress. Never seen this before, but I have been in my channel showing board games that I'm familiar with that could, in fact, be a good source of a resource for the junk journaling. So when I saw this, I was like, what is this? Because it reminded me of like the Who's That or Who's That, where you give each other clues. So I think it's the same premise, but it's only female and it's only people of historic people. So it does pretty much have like everything except that it was missing one of these. So it has a board that looks like this. It has 2 of them, so kind of reminiscent of the Who's That. It also has, and this is not a this thing here, which I don't know what that is about. And then it has some cards that have information about the different people that are in here. So 28 mighty women, right? 28 by find all. So there's 28 squares or little windows, and there's this, and they're under there somewhere. Here's another little thing. Did she study biology? So really, I'm like, this is super duper another project. But the who she thing is that, you know, it was missing one. I really can't play it, but it has these little pieces, let me show you, that look like this. So you have a head, a female head, and then you have the other one. Now I don't know who these people are because I don't know everybody. I'm not really big on history necessarily. So they have a spot, like, so she would be here, I guess, in the game, like a who's who kind of situation. So I am just going to make one. So I think I'm going to make it like a feature kind of thing. I'll use the card that's also in here, right? So she will definitely be a paper doll. So each one of the cards has an information about the person. So I need to like use their head as well. But once I do this, I think it might be something that I could incorporate into junk journaling in terms of making a card and creating a body for the head, etc., etc. So that's what I'm going to do with this game. But if you ever see this game and these little head pieces intrigue you, you will have two for each person, right? So there's that. They're obviously not in the right spot. I don't know who's missing. I probably could figure it out, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I think I need hands, my assistant hands, to come in and just pull a card. The hands have heard. So basically anyone, should I do one or two? How many should I do? Let's pull three. So just lift up any three, and we're gonna use this guy. Okay, so we're gonna do Harriet Tubman. We're going to do Serena Williams, and we're going to also do, I don't know who this is, Wangari Maathai. I'm sorry if I spelled that, if I'm saying that incorrectly. So, you know, these were random. He just popped up and did that for me. So we're going to make at least one of these. And so I'm going to put the rest of the ladies back in their, you know, in the box. And I think I am going to also pull out the cards so that I at least have maybe some inspiration from there. So let's see here. There's quite a number of people in here. Okay, watch them be in the other one. Okay, so there's this one. She's in there. Oh, Frida Kahlo is in here. But I have I'm going to be doing a junk journal, a little golden book junk journal with her. So that's awesome that she's in here. Maybe she's even on this cover, which is another reason why it intrigued me. Harriet Tubman is in here, and there's the other one, Serena Williams, I believe. Here she goes. There you go. So 3 women of color, very interesting that I had that. So we're gonna do a trio, and let's put this stuff back away. I don't need this. Let me go and grab some supplies and kind of formulate how it is that I plan to do this. Okay, so yeah, oh yeah, she was right there. Okay, so let's do that. Let's put this to the side. Okay, so we have the boards that will tell us about the ladies, and then we have their individual heads. So similar to Deb, I'm gonna just try to build something, and then this is going to be the top or their head. So it kind of, I think it was, I want to say that it was Lolly who did the dolls, and then Alia did the stitching. She did the stitching, and she made this little cutesy little monstery kind of doll. So I need to figure this out in terms of what I want to incorporate. So I'm going to put you on hold and go grab some supplies, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I found this sketch pad amongst my stuff when I was finding my floor and doing all kinds of other things that I've been doing in May, which, like the videos that you've been seeing, it's just about me getting my stuff, my head together. So this was in my stash, And you know, said, oh my God, let me put it away on the side someplace where I know I can access it. And thankfully, when I started thinking about today's, I remembered to go pull this out. So it's the Fashion Sketch Pad. I think I got it off a thrift find here and there, whatever. But this is the information, the actual information of it. I can kind of look it up and see if I'll drop a link in the description, but I'm not 100% sure. But it has 420 figure templates, 20 different fashion forward poses, heavy stock pages, an extensive illustrated garment encyclopedia, right? And a handy recommended reading section offering guidance. So I just took the thing off and I'm gonna see what that's all about, because I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use some of that. So we do have some reference of garments and how they should look. Mind you, I am not an artist, so I don't know what I'm going to be doing here, but we have several different figures. I don't know if you can see them. Let me see if I can get you a little closer. Oops. There's a faint drawing, so I figure I might be able to place the head on here and kind of construct the outfit, and I might try to draw. So last time I tried to sew, we saw how successful that was. We'll see how successful this is. So they have the shorter ones, which actually, you can't really tell, the width of their bodies here, these are perfect for the size of this. So I think the world is coming together in terms of that. Now, I do not like the fact that it's on both sides, so I really don't have that many things, because half of them are not usable once I cut them up. So let's see, we have just freestanding poses. Nothing too movement wise. We've got a little bit of movement here, and I'm like, I have Serena Williams, so she could have some movement. I don't know if I want to have Harriet Tubman to have any kind of like stance that would be anyway, shape or form dramatic. So I think, okay, so I think this one has the figures walking with a stance of being whatever. I think I'm going to pull this out for Miss Tubman, and we'll figure that out in a minute. The Serena Williams one, we have something that looks physical, because she is oh my God, words, Sanchez, words. She's a tennis player. And who is this lady? So let's see where we're going to pull for her. She is environmental activist. She's the founder of the Green Belt movement, which again, I don't know. So let's see if we have a stance that is one that asserts power in a way that is different than the stance of the one that I picked for Harriet Tubman. I mean, I know you can hardly see them really. I'll take this straight one and let's see if we can actually show you them a little closer. I'm not going to use the whole entire page, because obviously the whole entire page has, you know, 4 of the same. So I don't know if you can see. This one has a straight stance, right? Forward facing. We've got this stance here with a slight angle to the hip. You can see this thing's kind of like aged a little bit to the hip, and this has this hand, which is a potential to maybe find a racket or draw a racket in, because she's a player. And then this one, it's forward facing and that open stance. So, but I feel like I could incorporate that because she helped the movement. So I think I'm going to use that. So what I'm going to do is let me cut up these ladies and get them kind of prepped, and then I'll be right back. I almost forgot to turn this back on. So I cut them out. They actually wound up being about the same width, so I kind of tweaked it in that respect when I cut out the single image that I'm using. The other thing that I started to do, and I was like, duh, hello, turn back the camera on and show them, is that sometimes you may get a board game piece that's kind of on the thick side, and like incorporating this might be a hard pass on people, and they're like, no, I'm not dealing with that. But if you look, there's always layers. So if you can get something in between there, you know, preferably something other than your nail, but right now, this is what I got in front of me. Not that there's like a whole bag of stuff, that a whole trolley of tools that I could use. But you could probably, like that, get off from this. And hello, don't throw this out. Take off another layer. Use this for something else, obviously, right? Obviously. Continue the hoarding. So I already did, what's her face? Where is she? Oh, here she goes, Serena. So I was like, oh, I gotta show them. So let's do Harriet over here. So I'm just gonna try to find one of those layers like that very easily. Stick something in there, a tweezer, file, maybe like one of those Cricut scrapey tool thingies, the metal scrapey tool thingies, whatever. So, and pull off that layer. So, and then you'll have that. And like I said, there's layers in here. So it is what it is. Putting that to the side. If it's irregular, like this feels a little irregular and off, you can also then go in and kind of take some more layers. Whether it's going to be glued down or not, that's going to affect how you will continue to play with the layers on the back, right? So now I want to attach them. So I want to create something. I want to do something where I'm going to have like a big journal card kind of situation. The feet end over here, right here, and the head is ending right about where my thumb is. So from tip of the head, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5. So this is an 8.5 width of paper. So you could do this as a funky belly band, right? And then this could be utilized somewhere. I'm not sure where. You could also take off the pieces. So, but for right now, I'm using that as inspiration for what I could put together. So what I'm going to do is, their shoulders are already here, and part of their attire, what they're wearing, is already here. I want to build off of that. So I am going to cut across here so that I have this bottom white gone. Okay, because on the figure, I'm not sure if you can see, their shoulders are present. So I'm going to try to angle this as much, it's a little narrower, as much as I can, and glue that down. And then we'll build off of that using this base here. So I'm going to cut all of these little extra pieces, the extra white off, so that I can continue the attire. Okay, so, and then we're going to take our glue. We're going to probably use something a little heftier, or a good amount of glitter glue, so that, and I'm going to leave this because I want that original thing of the card. So, you know, actually I might even just, because I'm putting the body together, but I still want to highlight that this is a composed thing that I'm making from elements that, you know, one may have once at one point considered, you know, trash, right, or junk. So they put it in a thrift store. All right, so just a little bit, not even adding any real ink, just what was left over. Time to change this soon. I don't know, I just feel like I just put it on there. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to add adhesive, and I'm gonna put adhesive on the bottom here, and I could always tuck under from the other side, but I want to have that. I need to bring this up so I can see the shoulders, and I kind of want to have it, you know, be in the position that I think that it should be. Is it going to be specifically, correctly, anatomically, whatever? Probably slightly off. But there we have Serena's situation going on a little bit, right? I feel, because also there's a little bit of a backward to the shoulder, so it's not going to be perfect, but we're getting close. All right, let's take this one, add some to the bottom, and I could add some. I just want to be able to kind of put it. So this one, you can see hopefully forward facing, so I'm just going to add it up. Now she appears to be a little bit narrower than the figure that's here, and that's fine. We're you know, we're Frankensteining things here. And then we're going to take Harriet, and we're going to do the same thing here, and we're going to add some glue to the bottom, bring her up, and she also has more of a looking off, but for Harriet is going to stay facing towards us, but we're going to kind of put her there so we can start with the rest of her attire kind of thing. So then this is where I'm saying from here, I would go ahead and add some more adhesive in the back and just, you know, leave it as it is there. Same thing with Wangari Matai. I don't know if I'm saying that incorrectly. I'm sorry. And then with Miss Serena Williams, we are going to add some more adhesive over here on this edge. So they're kind of prepped in terms of, you know, this is where the dolls are going to be. So here's what they're saying about Miss Tubman. I'm just showing you. You could take a screenshot if you're interested in the information that they have listed here for her. Then we have the other person, Wangari, who is a environmental activist. So just looking at it, there's things in here that we could add to add more decoration if we're making this into a journal card, but right now we're just making a doll. And then we have Miss Williams over here. So there's some stuff in here that, you know. Okay, there you go. So right now we're just going to kind of build what we have to build. So I'm going to take a pencil to show you how I'm planning to kind of start this, right? So not that color. I need a regular pencil. So let me see. Can I bring you down closer so that you can actually see? Sorry if it was like super fast. So what I want to do is I want to see that her arm is connected, right? So I'm going to need to kind of extend that a little bit, right? And then this is her arm going into it. Is it going to throw off her proportions? Probably, because I'm not a fashion designer. Right? And then I'm going to keep this arm piece right here. And then with this one, her arm is going behind. I'm not going to worry about that. And then this is where her shirt is, right? So her shirt is coming through as being purple. So we're going to continue the shirt up to here, right? Because that's where the shirt would be. So I'm going to need to be able to get some coloring going on. Hopefully I can match some of this. Her arm obviously will need to be a skin tone. And then we have the space for the outfit. Now, there was a mention on the card. I don't know, you know, if you had paused to look at it, but I did see it as I was holding it up. There was a mention here that she had been wearing a cat suit that was banned, right? And so she showed up in a black tutu. Okay. Well, I could take that tutu reference, which I think I'm going to do that for over here, and go with that, right? Yeah, in order to kind of like play on that, right? So from here we might have this a little band right here, and then the tutu is going to come out like that. Now that's actually awesome because I don't have to worry about her hands. Whatever. So this is going to be the layers of the tutu. So I'm just sketching that in right now. Right, and I'm gonna have to cover that. Now her arms and her legs are already there, so I'm gonna follow suit with coloring that in. And then for her shoes, hello, I'm not a, you know, a thing. How do you call it? An artist in that respect. So I'm gonna just fake out what I think a shoe might look like, which is this, and then the little holes here. Right, kind of giving her a sort of a sneakery kind of feel. Again, not an artist like that. I'm gonna use this face. Funny thing is that when I was in middle school, 7th grade, I was given the opportunity to take advanced algebra or continue in a fashion design class. Guess what I did? Yes, I took the algebra. Okay, and then I think we're just gonna add some slouchy socks down here, which will match the colors up there. So nothing too crazy. So here's our Miss Williams already sketched out, and I'm gonna sketch out the other ones and I'll come right back. Okay, so here are my sketches. They are again in my brain. This is what's happening, and basically we saw the Serena and my reasoning behind that. With this one, I don't know, the, you know, culturally, hope I'm not offending anybody, but grandeur is what I thought. And the blue, purplish blue is there, but I added this to kind of go akin to what something was said over here, which is the founder of the green belt. And I'm being literal. I'm probably going to color this in green to kind of homage to that, even though I never knew who she was, basically, prior to that. And then with Harriet, it was very difficult with the positioning of her arm. So this is looking a little funky to me. I don't know what to do in terms of that. And basically, you know, thinking back to those times, right? The straight skirts with the gathered. This might be a little off. Like I said, I'm not a thing, the designer. I'm just working off of this top. So having this jacket, continuing down. This is messed up. I'm sorry. Somebody help me fix it. And then the sleeve, and then her hand is here. I haven't darkened the hands yet of the actual background paper. So to make sure that I show that there's another shirt underneath. On the bottom, she has some shoes, which black dark boots is what I'm thinking. So just a little peeping out, because to, you know, the reason, right? She's the one, she led these slaves to freedom, and, you know, the whole, my God, I'm running out of breath. The whole, like, you know, what is it? Underground Railroad and stuff. So grime, dingy, whatever, like her stuff is for, how do you call it? Purpose. Like, you know, like her clothes were not for fancy. They were for function. There it goes. That's the word. I couldn't think of the word function. So, you know, oh, she says she carried a revolver. Anyway, so this is where I'm going at. So I just wanted to show you where I was. So now I need to do the outlines and the lines a little better, a little more solid and stable in terms of painting these up. And then I'm going to figure that out. I don't want to waste time with you guys trying to like figure out whether this is going to bleed or not. I don't want to mess up the situation at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and figure that out and be right back. Okay, so I've darkened the outline of these guys, and basically showing you that, of course, I'm not perfectly on the spots where I was drawing before, but I am now going to erase all the pencil marks, so that way I could see just the lines that I emphasize and where the tweaks were made. So obviously her arm is that small. Is it that small in real life? Of course not. And hands, that's the thing. I'm not AI, and AI started off not having a good shot with hands, so I'm not going to worry about that. And it is Serena Williams, and no, she's not that thin. Like, her legs should probably go out a little bit more voluptuously, but I am, again, not a fashion designer. And it's kind of sad. And this is what's wrong with that industry. So let's go on a little mini rant while I finish erasing. You see the figurines that I am taking off of a fashion design notebook. How unrealistically unhuman they are in shape. So how can any clothes look good on people when you're designing them on something flat and also something that's representing like super skinny people? Okay, so now let's go into the next phase of this. So they're all outlined. Everything has been kind of tweaked out and stuff like that. And, you know, even with that, we have little mistakes here and there. But we want to go into coloring them. Now, I am concerned about the skin tone of it all because I don't have a lot of markers or experience in terms of blending and coloring and all of that jazz. So this is called Rose Beige. Let's see how this looks. Of course they're not the same, but I might have to kind of, okay, that might work for the most part. Okay, these are from, where the hell are these from? I think, oh, these are fabric markers actually. These are from the dollar store. No, let's not use that big chunky side. Let's see what this color looks like. The grayish color. Alright, we do have a little bit of a darker one. I'm just going to use what I got. Let's see here. It's a bit on the dark side. I think I'm going to stick with this. Thankfully, I do not have to color their faces. So I think I'm going to stick with this one for all of the ladies, for the little bits that are body parts. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to color it in. So you know what? Let's actually just color in those pieces that are going to be considered flesh, right? So again, for her, it's just her hand over here. So I'm going to try to get in there and color that, and try to stay in the lines. I'm not good at coloring, but we are doing things that we don't normally do because it's fun. All right, so it shows us that she got a glove, and I apologize for that, but you know what? I'm not, like I said, I don't know. Okay, so we're just gonna color in that. I don't know why on this one there was only 3 fingers. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. Same thing here. There was more fingers. So here she's hiding the revolver behind her dress, ready to take somebody out who want to get stupid with them as they're trying to, you know, escape into freedom. And then we'll just, this hand was a little bit better, so not as much kookiness here. But again, my coloring is so, you know, I'm learning that there's certain things I can't do, like so, and I can't do this. So now with her, this arm is behind, so I am gonna color this arm up here, try to get in there close to the board, little board. And then this arm here is also coming down. Okay, so we have this. Don't know how the blending of that is all gonna happen, if it's gonna happen at all, but guys, this is what it is. I think I could probably get away with coloring that in, so her arm is behind her body in some awkwardness there. Okay. So, okay. I'm on the fence about her legs because I really feel like I wanna beef them up. Like she's Serena Williams, she deserves a little beefing. So what if I make this a little wider and then I kind of give her some thigh? I don't know, guys, what do you think? I'm gonna have to think on that. Now the problem is that I have this line here, but I was also thinking of doing the tutu and the black legs. Now the tutu not necessarily in black, but her legs in black because of that homage to that situation that happened. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do that, and maybe then I need to kind of just flesh her out a little bit here. Okay, so we'll play with her first, then let's see, what other colors do I have? All right, let's use the markers from the dollar store. So there was a bunch of these guys. I think they were also at the dollar store, different colors. So I think these were like $1 each though. I don't know why, because I have a lot of Sharpies, you know, and then it's like things go to waste because you don't use them like you should. So this one appears to be, there's no color on these things. Oh no, bute, there is color, black. So this is black. So we're gonna see, can I, let's do this. Okay, let's get her leg going, and then I'm gonna do this, right, and then I'm going to bring this down here, trying really hard to stay within the line, within the lines, guys. I really am. Okay, so she's got this purple shirt off. I couldn't really do anything in reference to that because it's part of the original tile, so obviously I can't change the coloring. I mean, I guess I could if I really wanted to. I could kind of do that, but I'm not going to do that. Leave it the way that it is. Okay, so here we go. So this is going to be, look at this. I just got these not that long ago. Maybe because it's fabric and these are on, and I'm working on paper. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't like the graphite of the pencil. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let's try the other side and see if we get more coverage, easier, faster. Yay! Okay, there we go. All right. Now the leg is here. I probably could stand to round it out a little bit up here too. Let's use the other side again. She looks kind of, you know, it looks kind of weird there. To have herself a nice fuller leg. Okay. Alright, so there's the one leg. So now I need to draw the other leg. So my thing is, in drawing the other leg, I want to make sure that you can see. It looks kind of weird, but it's black. That you can kind of see that, you know, it's there, like that. So I think I'm also going to add black to the funky geriatric sneakers that I kind of drew here. Just as the sole part. The rubberized part, right? And so just a little kind of over here, just a little bit. Okay. So now to do her other leg, what I was thinking was that I need to kind of show that there's a difference, right? I thought I had a gray, this was the grayish one, I think. So let me colorize in here just a little bit to get myself started. So I want to colorize right here a little bit, just where the legs are overlapping, because in my brain I want to be able to see the two silhouettes of the legs or the outlines. So I'm going to start with that. And then, what color is this? This is black. What is this? Oh, there were two blacks. So there must have come a black in each of the package, because there was like a certain set of colors and then a different set of colors. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see. I don't know if this is the back that I started with. Is this the black? So now I want to come up here. I'm going to get into this gray. Okay, my guys, I am so sorry that it just like cut. I was in the zone trying to figure my stuff out, and basically something said, look at your camera, look at your phone, and it was black. It was black, guys. It was gone. It was done. It was dead. I don't even know when it stopped. So I'm just gonna bring you what I did, because I just was like, I was working on her for sure. I don't know where it ended. And then I just was like, you know what? I got to do this. And so I had to charge my phone, get the thing working, and do a little outro for you guys. So these are my tattered dolls for the society today. Again, you know, trying to be creative and crafty. So we have our Miss Serena Williams with the tutu. I was working on thickifying her legs, right? Because these figures, I think I mentioned that I was talking about that. I don't know if it was still in the video or not. I didn't go watch the video because I need to record, to upload to the computer, to stitch them all together. You know the perils and the struggles that we be having, trying to make content. So there she goes. You know, just drew up, gave us some color, some fun. Our Wangari Matai did her lovely elegant gown, added some color and some zhuzhing to that. I realized, of course, when I was trying to color match that was not happening. This was not going to be the same color. That wasn't going to be the same color. So we changed it up, and we made her have a little, you know, a little bit of flair. Still with those fabric and Sharpie markers. And then we have Miss Tubman here, who actually I think came out pretty decent. There's boobage here and a little bit here that you can't see. I didn't highlight it here. I kept it very straight and narrow. It's more of a serious tone for this little lady over here. But guys, I hope that you at least enjoyed the process of me starting to get into this. Again, doing this Tattered Doll Society project. I'm not gonna call it a challenge, a project. I'm just trying to try different things. So I mean, does this qualify? I think it does, because you're just making a doll. Yeah, these are real people, but the rest I had to, you know, come up with in freehand. So if you've enjoyed this, please consider subscribing if you're new, and you can come back again and again and again and see my shenanigans. If you've been a follower for a minute, thank you so much for always coming back. Like the video, share the video, comment. What do you think? Should I add? Like, I can definitely use this as belly bands in a journal about, you know, women. You know, or if I'm doing tennis, I could put her there. If I'm doing history, I could put her in the belly band. If I'm doing, what was this about? I forgot. Oh, here goes. The little card. What was she? Humanity. So we are all share one planet and our one humanity. So she created the green belt. About planting trees. Okay, so, okay. Environmental. Guys, you know, or just lovely women with other fashion that was created from the air. Anyway, okay, I hope this little snippy, snappy, whatever, you know, happens. It happens. We don't realize where our battery is. So please visit me again. Until then, ciao, ciao. Don't forget to go visit the other tattered Doll Society people. Just use the hashtag that, you know, you saw on the thumbnail and stuff. And please go visit the actual founders, which are listed in the description box below. So, ciao, ciao. Bye.